ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter. When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Let's go. It's time for Sedano and Kap.
A little sabor, and we're going to just nosh.
It is George Sedano. It is Scott Kaplan. Sedano and Kap is on.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
The LA Afternoon Drive takeover.
He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah. You say Kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year.
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse. Nah, man, black don't crack.
And Jimin Pratt is like, how do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger. Hey, these Hard Knocks guys are all over me right now. It's like I'm in back in Dayton. You are a bit killer.
Because you got to talk about sperm?
Here we go.
You don't know. You don't know. And you know why you don't know? Because you're gutless, Andy. You're gutless.
Sedano and Kap.
God, I'm going to melt you. Come on, Andy. Yeah. Sedano and Kap on the airwaves of 710 ESPN. Andy Kamenetsky is in today, and I understand that we have a little bit of Sedano time today. Georgie boy, are you in the house?
I am in the house, Cappy. How are you?
I am doing quite well, my friend.
He's not
Yourself?
really in the house. He's in the hotel.
Oh, really?
I'm in the hotel. Yes.
All right. So not in the house, in the hotel. Motel Holiday Inn.
I've not heard
Correct.
that in a while.
Yeah, it's been a little while. It's been a little while since I've broken out some Rapper's Delight.
Yeah.
George, big game you got tonight. I'm actually thinking I might actually watch this game tonight, Golden State and Dallas, huh?
It is a big game. It would be a big game regardless. But, yeah, all things considered, after everything that's happened with Luka, it's their first national televised game. It's going to be an interesting deal for sure. We are leaving early because the expectation is, which is why I'm not doing the first hour of the show, the expectation is the fans will not be pleasant outside the arena today. And so there's a possibility that there may be fans congregating, which may make things a little more challenging to get in the building. And, yeah, we're supposed to talk to the GM. We're supposed to talk to Jay Kidd, and they're going to give us their version and their side of the story.
I'm actually impressed with the Mavericks fans. You know, like sometimes when, something happens and there's this immediate reaction and there's this anger, then, by a week later, a week and a half, 2 weeks later, everybody's like, all right, I got things to do. I got work. I got, whatever. But they're maintaining this anger. Is that what you're telling us?
Yep. They are still pretty pissed off, Cappy.
Oh, yeah. Well, it probably didn't help that Anthony Davis got hurt in that first game, especially the way he played. Because let me tell you something. If Anthony Davis would have made it through that whole game and he'd have put up like 40 points, everybody there might be like, okay, yeah, I didn't love it, but all right.
Yeah. But that didn't happen. The worst possible case scenario happened for them. And they are not thrilled about the situation currently. And look, I get it. If it was the other way around, I mean, everybody would be up in arms. I don't think anyone really thought the Mavs fans, like everybody knew they had a good fan base, but, in the sense of like passionate, right? But that's a lot of it was cultivated because of Mark Cuban's passion. But this is like a different level, which I kind of understand. I don't condone the threats and the violence and the stuff that maybe has at least been alleged. But, I get why they're pissed off. I mean, anybody would.
I mean, here's the thing, though. If they were going to be passionate, certainly over the last 5 or 6 years, it's going to be in very large part because of Luka.
Correct.
Luka was the guy that was going to be generating that type of passion in the first place. So moving him, forget the idea if he didn't even request a trade. He had no idea that this was even coming. And the explanations that the front office and Nico Harrison, they keep messaging, keep sounding less and less plausible and less satisfying. I'm glad you're getting an opportunity to talk with them, George, but my advice to all of them would be stop trying to explain yourself. And if you're going to keep explaining yourself, stop trying to do it in ways that keep crapping on Luka, because that's really not working.
Yeah, it's only making matters worse, that's for sure. But I mean, it's kind of tough when the owner's the one doing it, right? And because I think that really changed the dynamic here some. When the owner is coming out saying if you want to take vacations, then this isn't the place for you.
Well, I mean, if I'm going to do that, I would not have given Shaq as one of my examples of the guys that worked his ass off.
And I would have included Dirk. There's a guy who has a statue right outside the building.
Again, speak less if I'm not. After you talk to Sedano, obviously, but speak less.
No, don't speak less. Correct. Yes, speak more.
No, it is a good point, though, Andy. It's okay, I believe that they've been in damage control since day one. And I also believe that the Dallas front office did not make this decision. Ownership did. And I'm also of the belief that it was all about money, right? So the company line has been Luka's fat, Luka's out of shape, Luka's lazy, and that's why he can't play for us. And that, I think, instead of just saying, hey, look, here's the thing. We don't think he's going to want to sign with us, number one. And number two, we think we could be better defensively if we get Anthony Davis. If they would have tried to have sold that, then maybe people could have gotten over it. But the fact that they're selling he's fat, out of shape, and lazy, and that's why we didn't want him anymore, I agree. I think it's making matters worse.
Yeah, and it's not just that. Obviously, there were other personality clash issues that they felt like they were dealing with, that they were getting annoyed with. But, I mean, look, that happens a lot in professional sports. And I don't know very many teams that trade away the 25-year-old transcendent generational talent. I mean, that's why I think people all across the league and across sports have reacted the way they've reacted to this, and just kind of befuddlement. So, I could understand if he was closer to 30 and you were like, when he hits the other side of 30, it's not a good bet to make. But, I mean, he still has a ways to go, I think. I mean, he's barely scratching the surface of his prime at this point still.
It's also, too, the way that they went about doing this. It's one thing to decide, I agree with Cappy, ownership not wanting to make this investment with Luka, not have to give him a supermax, not even give him a supermax, be on the hook for it for when you eventually trade it. They don't want to go in that business at all. Fine. But then the way you go about doing this, where it seems like the biggest priority, even over the return for Luka, is do it quickly, cleanly, and quietly. That's just not going to be satisfying for your fan base.
Oh, I agree, because you're not going to get the return that you want. Although they allegedly, I don't know who reported this, but when I did a hit on a Dallas station today, they brought it up to me. I didn't know the specifics, but they were claiming that there was some report out there that they reached out to Milwaukee. I knew that there was a report that they had reached out to another team not named the Lakers. But they were alleging that they reached out to Milwaukee about Giannis and to allegedly Minnesota for Anthony Edwards, which I didn't know. I was unfamiliar with that. I don't know if anyone else has seen that.
Had not heard that until you just said it. But again,
even then though, real quick, not to interrupt, but then
wait a second. No offense, to AD, but if you can get Anthony Edwards or Giannis, that at least. I think that changes the dynamic in a big way.
But also, too, Nico Harrison on the record in the beginning had made it sound like they hadn't been contacting other teams.
They focused on AD.
Right.
That was the guy they wanted.
Shams' most recent report had that they reached out to at least one other team not named the Lakers. Mm-hmm. So if let's just say it's either one, let's forget about two. Let's not get caught in the semantics of it. Yeah. If Milwaukee would have said yes for Giannis, then there's not this reaction with this fan base. It's Anthony Davis's history too of not being healthy, and then we can sit here and make the claims he's been healthy in 90% of the games in the last 2 years,
And sure, that's the case, but that's not his history.
No, that's not his reputation.
And then he gets hurt in the first half of the first game after he balls out, and
Not
then it's
being
like
touched.
it plays right into the stereotype of. So if you get Giannis, if you got Anthony Edwards, I don't think the reaction would have been this.
But I mean, Giannis has been hurt the last couple playoffs. I like really.
Yeah,
it
but
becomes,
Andy,
it
come
becomes,
on,
no,
let's.
Come on, Andy.
They're not
Come
even
on.
in the same
Come on,
stratosphere
Andy.
as injuries.
Come on,
Come
man.
on.
He's
Come
missed
on,
the last
Andy.
couple playoffs.
Come on, Andy.
But, he's missed a couple of games and had bad timing in the playoffs.
It's
but it's
submarine
not.
the Bucks
Anthony
in the
Davis
playoffs.
has missed way more games.
But
Come
right,
on,
but
Andy.
Come on,
Giannis.
What are we doing here? Are you
What
serious?
are we doing here, Andy?
comparing
Come on.
Anthony Davis
Are you
to Giannis?
serious?
What I'm saying is there is no way you can really successfully message we are going to move our franchise player who's just now entering his prime, who I think at this point is better than Giannis, who is older than Giannis. And by the way, he didn't ask to be traded. He didn't even want to be traded. Like, there is no evidence whatsoever that Luka wanted to leave in the first place.
But let's just come on. Let's
on,
do this.
Andy.
Giannis is a 2-time MVP.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, this is not Anthony Davis is not that.
I
okay?
know he isn't that, but
He's a cheat code, though.
he keeps getting hurt.
But he's not Giannis.
No, he's not.
And he's
hold
certainly
on.
not Anthony Edwards with his upside.
No, he is not. And I'll just say this. Come on, Andy. Hey, George, do me a favor, because I know you got to hustle, and I know you got to get in. So before you roll, make sure you tell everybody about Jacob Emrani, and then we're going to go on, and I'm going to continue to tell Andy. Come on, Andy.
Yeah, tell him, come on, Andy, for me.
Yeah.
Okay. That should be the theme of the show. Come
Yep.
on, Andy.
Come on, Andy. Will you? Really? Everything he
It should
says
be a new
today, I'm going
sitcom
to
on
meet him with that.
ABC next fall. Yeah.
as long as I get to write it.
All right,
Come
well,
on,
let me
Andy.
tell you about Jacob Emrani. All right, Cappy, here's the deal. Look, we've all heard for years, right? We've heard the jingle. Accident or injury, call Jacob Emrani. Call Jacob. Well, listen, you should never forget those 8 words, because if you're involved in an auto accident, a slip or fall, or, maybe at the market or the store, you need help. So call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB, 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. So if you're in an accident or an injury, call Jacob Emrani. Call Jacob. Jacob and his team will get you to the doctor. They'll make sure that you get the rental car, all without paying a penny, and they'll handle the phone calls and make sure that you get the settlement you deserve. Let Jacob and his team remove all the stress from having to deal with the insurance company. Let's hope you don't need to call Jacob, right? Because, who the hell wants to actually be in an accident? But if you or a friend or a loved one are actually involved in an accident or injury, call Jacob Emrani. Call Jacob. And when you call an attorney, you want one who's respected. So you got to call Jacob, because he's the real deal. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. Call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Visit them online at calljacob.com. And don't forget, together we are LA Strong. See you, Cappy. Come on, Andy.
The City of Stars has a new superstar.
Luka Doncic joining forces with the Los Angeles Lakers is a seismic event in NBA history.
The home of Luka and the Lakers is 710 ESPN.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. Our Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins that are healthier for you. Our steamed vegetables and signature salads are made fresh for you. Our sauces are more flavorful for you. From sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Right now, get our Value Bowl combo for only $8.99. Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
Hey, it's Cap. Thinking about selling your home? Seller's Advantage makes it easy. No agents, no commissions, no open houses, and no costly repairs. With Seller's Advantage, we'll make you a fair, competitive cash offer with no surprises. Check out what one of the sellers had to say. Seller's Advantage was a lot easier, faster, and more rewarding than listing my house. I worried about getting a low offer, but theirs matched the value I was hoping for and much higher than their competitors. They gave me time to decide, and the process was friendly, fast, and anxiety-free. I highly recommend Seller's Advantage. Call Seller's Advantage today. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free, no obligation cash offer. That's sellersadvantage.com.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage. Hey, it's D4. If you're like me, you just don't want to watch the game. You want the best experience every time. That's why Absolute Sport is a game changer. VIP access to the biggest games, exclusive pregame parties, luxury hotels, whether it's courtside, ringside, or the 50-yard line, Absolute Sport makes sure you're there, not just watching, you're living the action. Visit us.absolute-sport.com. That's ABSOLUT-sport, and make your next sporting experience absolutely unforgettable.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Man, I'm in a slump. My energy took a nosedive out of nowhere, and I just don't have the motivation to get things done.
You're over 40. Could be lower testosterone. Have you tried Nugenix Total T?
Nugenix, the testosterone booster on TV?
That's right. Look, I felt the same plunge in my energy after I turned 40, so I tried out Nugenix to see if it would help me.
Did Nugenix make a difference for you?
Night and day. My stamina's way up now. I'm building lean muscle at the gym. I'm totally back on my game. And you could be too. Just send a text to Nugenix. They'll send you a complimentary bottle so you can try it for yourself.
Text EDGE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text EDGE to 321-321. That's EDGE to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is Sedano and Cap for your afternoon drive.
Really? Oh, my B.
Yeah.
My B.
Your B.
On 710 ESPN.
Oh, yeah. Now, when you hear this song, Andy Kamenetsky's in for Sedano. It is Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN. When you hear this song, what comes to mind?
Pulp Fiction.
Yep.
Pulp Fiction.
That's exactly for me,
Scene
too.
in the bar,
Yep.
Vincent and Jules show up where
Marcellus Wallace.
He's fixing the fight with
Right.
Butch, Bruce Willis's character.
That's right.
You get that stare down between Travolta and Bruce Willis.
Right.
Yep.
What did he call him? He called him Punchy.
Punchy and Palooka.
You heard what I said, Punchy?
Palooka?
Yeah, Palooka. Yeah. I know. When I hear this song, that's exactly what I think.
And then in the end, spoiler alert, Butch gets his revenge not just against everybody, but also against Vincent.
Gets his revenge against Vincent. I don't know, man. All I know is this, is that when I see Marcellus Wallace sitting there and you see the back of his head with the Band-Aid on the back of his head.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, man, he goes, if you were going to be great, you'd have been great by now.
Yeah.
Boxers don't age like fine wine.
You don't remember? Butch ends up killing Vincent. Spoiler alert.
Butch ends up killing Vincent?
Yeah, he ends up shooting him. Remember?
Not really.
Okay, well, he does.
No, tell me. Now I got to know. I'm trying to remember what
Towards
happened.
the end, it's after Butch, Bruce Willis's character, frees him and Ving Rhames, from Zed and company.
Right.
Remember,
Zed's dead, baby.
He goes to that apartment where Travolta is in the bathroom and waiting.
Oh, right.
He opens the door, shotgun.
You know what? You got me there, Andy.
There you go.
Come on, Andy.
It all came.
Come on, Andy. Come on, Andy.
Well,
Come on, Andy.
I'm just going to say this right now. You know how many games Giannis has played in the playoffs over the last 2 seasons combined?
How many?
3.
Of how many?
However many the Bucks had, probably very few because Giannis wasn't there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think what was interesting about what George was just saying was, you know what he was. Come on, Andy. But what George was just saying was interesting for anybody that's just getting here, and the way he said it was interesting. He said Sham's most recent reporting says that the Mavericks had engaged with at least one other team. And I guess what I would say about that is I'd not read that report, but since George said presumably that's Milwaukee for Giannis or Minnesota for Anthony Edwards, right? Mm-hmm. Here's what I would say about that. It's very convenient to report that now, okay? Because, and the reason it gets reported is because somebody in the Dallas Mavericks is calling whoever it may be at ESPN, Shams directly, or somebody who works in that department, and says, oh, by the way, we've never really told you guys this before, but here's the thing. We were not just talking to the Lakers about Anthony Davis. We were actually talking to Minnesota about Anthony Edwards. We were actually talking to about Giannis, okay, to Milwaukee. And so it's such a convenient thing to do now when you're in damage control mode is to go to the reporter that has the biggest platform, give him some form of information. He then goes out and reports it because that's what the setup is. They're giving it to him, knowing he's going to report it. He's got a scoop, so he wants to put it out there for everybody. And so it's a very convenient report, not from Shams. Forget him. It's the Mavericks front office that has been in damage control since the moment that this thing happened. So not only have they called Luka fat, not only have they said he was out of shape, he can't play with them because he's not committed like Shaquille O'Neal was committed, but now let us give you a little bit more juice on the story. We actually tried with other teams. So put that out there for everybody.
Well, here's the thing, though. I don't think that even helps, Cappy, because it's like, okay, if you were, let's just take you at your word, Dallas front office person telling this to Shams, that contrary to what was initially reported, and honestly a lot of what Nico Harrison was saying on the record, they didn't just go to Rob Pelinka and the Lakers. They went to the Bucks. They went to the Wolves trying to do this. At that point, if you're starting to talk to multiple teams, then why not actually just wait, deal with some of the circus that would come from moving Luka, but widen up your options to get the best possible return? Like, there's no way to do this that it's going to make fans happy. Like, the fans want Luka. But if you're going to do the thing that's going to make them unhappy, do it in the way that gives you the best return, where you can justify it. Like, the way this was messaged initially, it just seemed like we want to do this quickly and quietly. We don't even care that much about the return. We just don't want any, public blowback as we are shopping Luka. And that just seems short-sighted, and now they're on their back foot the entire time.
Well, you talk about public blowback. I mean, my gosh. You go out and decide to trade for a guy in Anthony Davis, and look, Anthony Davis left the Lakers, and everybody who worked around him had nothing but great things to say about him.
He's a great guy.
If you listen to Dave McMenamin, he was an awesome guy. If you listen to any of these reporters that are inside the Lakers locker room, Mike Trudell, they all felt terrible. Like, oh, man, he's a great guy. Love that guy. And maybe you do. But the fact of the matter is that his reputation precedes him. And while everybody would call and say, hey, can you come on my radio show around the country? And the first thing they'd say is, but Anthony Davis is always hurt. And you would dispute that by saying, yeah, but in the last 100 games, he's played 90+%. But then he goes and he balls out for one half, gets hurt. And every Dallas Mavericks fan who was furious about the trade then goes out and sees Anthony Davis live up to his reputation, which is, part of it is he's awesome, and the other part of it is he gets hurt really easily.
You know what's ironic about this, and I don't know this for a fact, but it wouldn't surprise me if this was the case. It felt to me like AD returned to the court earlier, certainly than we expected. When he was on his Lakers timeline, like, we did not expect him to be back that early. It felt like he came back earlier than probably what was good for him, because he wanted to try to, get the Mavericks fans to settle down. And, like, remember he said, it's like, I get why they're upset. I understand, but I got this. Like, we're going to make Mavericks fans happy. And I think if there hadn't been so much outrage, AD maybe waits a couple more games to come back, and maybe he doesn't even get hurt in the first place.
I 1,000% agree that Anthony Davis, for the last 2+ years, has, to his credit, played through injuries or hurried back when he had to leave a game and miss some time. He was hurrying back, in my opinion, because he heard Charles Barkley calling him street clothes.
Absolutely.
He heard all the big mouths around the country, ourselves included. He heard all of us questioning his toughness, and so this guy was continually coming back sooner than he probably needed to, because he was always trying to satisfy the critics. And the reason he goes out and plays with a abdominal strain is exactly what you just said. Hey, Mavericks fans, chill out. You got one of the great players in the league. But the Maverick fans don't want to hear it, because they had probably one of the top 3 players, number one, 25 years old, and you're getting in return a guy whose reputation is he can be really great and he can get hurt without anybody touching him, and that's what happened in his first game.
Look, AD is a truly great player. Like, no caveats, full stop. Like, he is a Hall of Fame bound, probably first ballot. He made top 75. He was a critical part of a championship. Like, I think last year he was the best two-way player in the league. And none of that matters, because at the end of the day, Luka is younger than him and Luka's better than him. So you're already like paddling upstream when you're trying to convince fans that are totally sucker punched by this trade in the first place of a superstar that never wanted to leave. Like, that's a PR battle that's damn near impossible for AD to win, even before you take into account that he got hurt.
Yeah, that's right. Because honestly, had he played the rest of that game and he scored 40 points and had he not gotten hurt, he'd still be fighting an uphill battle.
Absolutely.
And speaking of being sucker punched, coming right back, I'm already getting comps, Andy. I'm getting comps to my boxing skills versus Stephen A's boxing skills. We'll pick it up from there. Andy's in for Sedano. This is Sedano and Kap on 710 ESPN.
It's the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Every weekday morning at 9 a.m.
Well, it's kind of funny when you got like little kids around and we're pounding
Well, I'm not
beers.
saying that you get wasted, but you can have a glass of beer.
You don't feel weird when you got your kids around like a team and you got a pitcher on the table? No? Okay.
No.
That always struck me as weird.
No, look, if I had a funnel and I'm doing beer bongs, sure, not cool. It's Trav and D-Far.
Back tomorrow morning after Green.
Hi, my name is Victoria. I am from Silmar, California, and I just want to say thank you to all the firefighters for everything that you've done. You are so brave, so just amazing and brave, and we appreciate everything you've done for the city.
You know, I want to thank them. You know, without them, the fire wouldn't be the way it is right now. You know, little help like you guys asked for. You know, I got a few bobbleheads, a few jerseys, a few shirts that are brand new, and some baseball cards.
Thank you so much for the first responders and for the firefighters that are helping the community and the people of California and especially Los Angeles. And thank you so much for your work and keep doing what you're doing. You guys are the real heroes.
My name's Alfredo Famath and I'm from Silmar, right next to the Hearst fire. We got evacuated, but I really want to thank the firefighters for saving my house and my friends' houses. You know, I appreciate you guys, and without you guys, I don't know where to be at, you know, probably without a home, but I really appreciate everything you guys do for us.
What's up, everybody? Cappy here, InsideCrypto.com, and I just want to take a second to thank all the first responders, the firefighters, but I'm going to take another direction here. I was talking about it on the air. Our friends at Lazy Dog and LA Live have been feeding all these firefighters. I'm going to send a shout out to all the wait staff who are feeding the firefighters, who can then feel good, be nourished, go to sleep, and then get out there and fight those fires. So to everybody that's helping, appreciate all y'all.
Hey, Henry Ramos here from El Monte. Hey, first responders, thank you for everything you guys are doing, and keep fighting on. And this is for Los Angeles. Thank you guys, and keep going. We love you, LA.
Needs constant attention, which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away, so the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Walks around like a little puppy dog.
On 710 ESPN.
Downtown, walking fast, faces pass, and I'm homebound.
All right, I can get down with this a little bit. It's Sedano and Kap on 710 ESPN. Short show today. We're going to take you up till 4:30. Then we're going to hand it off to Beto for the pregame. Lakers and Jazz yet again tonight.
And Andy's actually doing the pregame today.
My B. So
then
Andy,
I hand off to Beto.
You got double duty, huh?
I do have double duty.
Okay. Andy Kamenetsky will handle that for you.
Two short gigs, back to back.
Okay. So wait. So 4:30. What do you do?
4:30. I'm doing the pregame.
Okay.
Me and Michael Thompson. Then I hand off to Beto, who will be there for the first quarter and halftime and postgame.
Okay. And then, hey, Lindsay, what did I just see Michael Thompson put out a tweet where he's got like a video of Luka somewhere? I don't know where he's
they're
at.
Utah.
Okay, so tell me what's going on.
Game.
Yeah, so what's
Michael
happening?
just tweeted a video of fans. It looks like the Lakers are heading either to or from the hotel, and there's a bunch of fans gathered out there, and I guess it's like really cold there, like 15 degrees, and Luka's out there signing all the autographs for all the fans.
Oh, how sweet. What a sweetheart of a guy. I mean, listen, Luka comes into town, and the first thing he pretty much does is has his foundation donate $500,000 and to fire relief. And so you talk about, Andy, you were just talking about PR, how there's no way Anthony Davis can go to Dallas and win the PR battle. especially when you play super well and then you get hurt with nobody touching you and the fans are already pissed because you traded a 25-year-old superstar. On the flip side, Luka comes into town and he's a PR winner in about the first 30 seconds in town.
Well, he donates $500,000 to the wildfire relief. There was I don't know if you saw it, but there was the great, I don't know if it was connected to Gatorade or it was connected to somebody that a company Luka's involved with, but they turned the Hollywood sign into the L's had a 7 and a 7.
Right.
So you've got Luka being celebrated in a way that's like really simple but really creative. And then the first game, you get the hit-ahead pass between Luka and LeBron, and Luka's got that big smile on his face as he's spotting LeBron down court and passing the ball. Just like everything's coming up Luka right now. And unfortunately for AD, because I love him as a player and he's a good dude, nothing's coming up AD, and really nothing's coming up Mavericks.
I know. You're exactly right. Hey, so this video that I put out on Instagram, and I put out a separate video on Twitter of my boxing prowess yesterday at the Wild Card Boxing Gym, is already drawing rave reviews, meaning people are already comparing it, Andy, to Stephen A. Smith's famous viral boxing video. Ooh. So I don't know if you know much about Stephen A.'s viral boxing video.
Stephen A. I know is really into boxing. I know he's a huge boxing fan.
Well, I got to be honest with you. I think both of us look horrible.
Okay. Are you talking about the video? He's like working out. It looks like in an apartment with a video game machine.
Yeah, he's got like a Miss Pac-Man stand-up video game behind him. He's got on gray sweatpants with white shoes. He's got on a black tank top with 16-ounce gloves. Stephen A. Smith throwing a left and then a right. Yeah.
Here's what I will say, though. I wouldn't say Stephen A. looks quote-unquote great. His hands are quicker than yours. At least in this video, his punches are a little more compact.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say either of you look great. I do think, though, this is setting up nicely for the next 7-10 event, which is Stephen A. Smith versus Scott Kaplan in the ring.
Well, maybe Stephen A. and I could have a charity boxing match.
Yes.
As an undercard to the Patrick Mahomes Sr. and John Rocker boxing match that's going to happen in Wheeling, West Virginia. Oh, you don't know about this?
No.
Oh, dude, this is hilarious. Or as Stephen A. would say, hilarious. So yesterday,
first of all, Cappy, I just saw the video you sent out where you sped it up. You do look better sped up. You look pretty strong, man. You got some combinations going left and right.
I don't know, though. That uppercut from Stephen A. in that video, I don't know. Cap's got to watch out for that uppercut.
Stephen A's compact.
He's real compact, but that uppercut got a little more power into it. I don't know.
Hey, listen, I told you, I'm at the Wild Card Boxing Gym. Once Freddie Roach gets a hold of me, I'll tell you right now, my balance, my footwork, my speed, it's all going to come together, okay? It's all going to come together. But, you didn't hear about this? So yesterday we find this viral video, Andy, where John Rocker comes out of a bar. By the way, John Rocker, and I'm just going to stop really quickly here for a second, because I'm going to guess there's a lot of people listening right now that go, who the hell is John Rocker?
Yeah, that's a name I haven't heard in a minute.
Bro, you haven't heard this guy's name since 1999 when he was playing for the Atlanta Braves. He gave an interview to, I don't remember who with Sports Illustrated.
Oh, you know who it was? I think it was Jeff Pearlman.
It might have been Jeff Pearlman.
I'm pretty sure it was.
And John Rocker gives an interview to Jeff Pearlman, says all these terrible racist things about people in New York and riding the subway and all this kind of stuff. And before you know it, he's essentially excommunicated from baseball, right? The guy has been invisible. Like nobody even knew he was alive for the last 26 years. All of a sudden, from out of nowhere, he's joined social media. And yesterday, there's a video of him coming out of a bar on Bourbon Street. Patrick Mahomes Sr. is standing out in front of the bar. Next thing you know, these two guys are jawing at one another. And people are like, are these two about to fight? And then there was, no, you don't get it. They're going to do a celebrity boxing match through Barstool. And today, that was announced that they both signed the contract to fight. You ready for this? In freaking Wheeling, West Virginia, of all places.
Okay. Is the Barstool event, was that before they were caught jawing in Bourbon Street, or is it the result of being caught jawing in Bourbon Street?
Here's what I think. I think that it was all a big publicity stunt. Brilliant, by the way. Let's shoot video of Mahomes standing out in front of a bar and Rocker walking out, these two guys jawing at each other, people trying to figure out what the deal is. The video goes viral, and then 2 days later or whatever it is, now they announce that the fight is signed, sealed, and delivered. Can I ask everybody a quick question about Patrick Mahomes' dad? What's wrong with him? As a matter of fact, what's wrong with their whole family? Seriously. Like Mahomes makes $50 million a year playing football. He probably has another $50 million a year in endorsements. You mean to tell me that $100 million a year is not feeding the family? That the brother always has to act like an ass, and the father has had multiple problems with the law, and now he's going to fight John Rocker? Like, can't Patrick Mahomes say to his dad, hey, Dad, how much are they paying you? $1 million? Good. Here's the $1 million. I'll give it to you.
First of all, I had no idea that this was happening at all. Like, I knew Patrick Mahomes' dad had a profile. He used to play professional baseball. I'm looking right now on Twitter. He's got 31,000 followers. Like, you know, he's been out there. I think some of this, though, is all of a sudden you get put in a position, whether you're Patrick Mahomes' dad, his brother, his wife, like where you have the opportunity for attention, and you start seeing a lot of these people love the idea of the spotlight. They love it. And maybe someone like Patrick Mahomes' dad, who, to be clear, I know nothing about his dad other than he pitched, but maybe he felt like he never quite had the career he wanted or the profile that he wanted. Then all of a sudden he's got the opportunity, and it leads to things like him tweeting out John Rocker as a menace to society.
Well, let me just say one thing, which is
went
this.
viral.
Yeah. Hey, I'm talking about Stephen A., though, and Stephen A.'s boxing skills. I got to play this for everybody. We played it yesterday, but I need to replay it for you today because Stephen A. was suggesting to Brian Windhorst yesterday that the Lakers, before they signed Alex Len, that they needed a big man and perhaps they should go after Dwight Howard. And I don't know about you. Did you see this, Andy? Did you see what he said?
I think I did.
Okay, so Wendy was not having any part of it. But Dwight Howard then took a personal shot at Wendy. And I'll tell you right now, I can't have that.
Well,
I can't have that. Wendy's become my guy. Like, we're BFFs. You know what I mean?
He comes in here all the time.
I cannot have Dwight Howard saying these horrible personal things about my boy Brian Windhorst. We'll tell you all about it and what was said coming right back. But before we do, let me just talk to everybody about a situation that many of us have found ourselves in. I know I have, and it was a terrible experience. Your home is flooded, and the damage is severe. And your insurance company, rather than taking care of you the way they should because you've paid your premium every month and you figure, hey, I pay them. When an emergency happens, they'll be there for me. And then all of a sudden, they're not getting you a replacement living situation, and your adjuster is not even, talking to you. That's when you got to do this. You got to take a deep breath, man. And you got to call Avner Gatt. He is one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms, and Avner knows how to fight back when you find yourself in a situation where your insurance company makes you feel like a freaking criminal, okay, leaving you with no hope of getting your home back together. Here's what Avner does. He's got a full team of people that used to work at the law firms, people that used to work at the insurance companies, people that come from a very diverse background. The reason it's important that you understand the size of Avner's team and the experience that these people bring to the table is because they have the relationships with these insurance adjusters. You do not. Avner and his people do. When you have these relationships, things get done. They treat Avner and his team with professional respect, where sometimes, like I said, you're feeling like you're getting ghosted. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you got to call Avner Gatt. 818-917-5256. 818-917-5256. When you call, Avner will answer. You will know it's him when you hear him say, hello. AvnerGatt.com. Avner Gatt, your claim, our game.
The city of champions just got even brighter.
From Slovenia, Luka Doncic.
Luka's rocking the purple and gold, teaming up with LeBron, the king himself.
Here comes LeBron back the other way. LeBron down the middle. Another three. Good again.
And don't forget about Austin Reeves, ready to shine.
Stolen by Austin Reeves. Reeves to the rim. Slam dunk for a new career high.
Catch all the action, all the passion, all the drama, all the big shots.
Doncic dribbling one-on-one against Walker Kessler. Three-pointer over Kessler. It's good. Luka's first three is a Laker, and the place goes nuts.
Follow the Lake Show all season long as they look to make history. Luka, LeBron, and the Lake Show live here.
But how dangerous can this team be?
Very dangerous.
On 710 ESPN.
Hey, it's Travis.
And DeMarco with some important information. The Los Angeles Fire Department Foundation provides vital equipment and funds programs that help LAFD save lives and protect communities.
You can support your Los Angeles firefighters by donating today at supportlafd.org/give. Again, that's supportlafd.org/give or text LAFD to 24-365.
Thank you and stay safe.
This February, the Genesis Invitational heads to Torrey Pines in San Diego. Be there when moments become legendary. The roars echo through the trees, and champions rise. The Genesis Invitational welcomes the world's best golfers, including Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Colin Morikawa, and more to Torrey Pines February 13th through 16th for the Genesis Invitational. This is where legends are made. Get your tickets today at genesisinvitational.com.
Is your heating and AC system ready to power through the season? Whether it's keeping your current system in top shape with a quick tune-up or replacing an old system, NextGen is here to help keep your home safe and comfortable. For a limited time, NextGen is offering ESPN LA listeners a heating and AC tune-up for just $88. Their expert technicians will make sure your system is running safe and smooth so you can enjoy total home comfort all season long. If it's time for a replacement, NextGen can help with that too. They offer professional, full system replacements with the latest energy-efficient models to help you save your money and keep your home at the temperature that feels just right for you. We're here for you 7 days a week because your family's safety and comfort are always our top priority. Don't wait. Call 833-3NEXTGEN. That's 833-3NEXGEN to schedule your $88 tune-up today. And don't forget, if it's time for a replacement, NextGen can help with that too.
NEXGEN. Call 833-3NEXTGEN.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
710 ESPN.
Sedano Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What we need to know is being brought to us by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Andy Kamenetsky is in for Sedano. You got DeAndre running this whole operation, flying this thing at the controls. And you got Lindsay Baseball in position and ready to go for what we need to know.
Well, Cappy, what you need to know is that the Sphere has its latest performance residency, and it's the Backstreet Boys.
Oh, no way.
Yes, the Backstreet Boys will become the first pop act to play at Sphere in Las Vegas. They will start their July 2025 residency with the immersive new venue called Into the Millennium. So they're going to do 9 shows starting July 11th and the last one being on the 27th. So I might have to go see that.
So I will ask you, Andy, the Sphere, have you been, number one?
I have not been to the Sphere. I want to go. I got a friend who works there, but I do not, or works on graphics for the Sphere, but I have not been yet.
Oh, he's going to hit you up for tickets now.
Me or Andy's going to hit his friend up for tickets?
No. You're going to hit up Andy to hit up his friend for tickets, right?
Well, I'm already searching for tickets for this reason. Next Friday, I'm going to be up in Vegas, and I think I want to see the Eagles. And I've seen U2 at the Sphere. I haven't seen anybody. I haven't seen Dead & Company, although I wanted to go to that this past summer. But the Eagles I've seen, but I haven't seen this iteration of the Eagles. So I kind of want to go, but I don't know that I'm into spending $500, $600, $700 for a ticket, you know?
Oh, it's pricey. I mean, from everything I hear, it's amazing. Like, you get your money's worth, but it doesn't change the fact that it's pretty damn expensive. Backstreet Boys, though, are going to be the real test of, does the Sphere make anything cool?
You don't think the Backstreet Boys? You know how many millennial age women are going to go to that? That's like the perfect demographic.
I didn't say it wouldn't sell. That's not what I said.
That's definitely going to sell.
I didn't say it wouldn't sell.
Hey, listen, I saw 98 Degrees last year in Cerritos with Stefa and Chris Morales, and that was a banging show.
Again,
great time.
Didn't say it wouldn't
cool.
sell. I'm just saying Backstreet Boys, not immediately when I think what I think of with cool or visual presentation.
I mean, they can dance still. I assume.
DeAndre,
you just lose those skills.
You hear what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying.
Thank you.
I
feel you. I do in a
But
big
the
way.
Eagles are cool, right?
No,
well,
actually,
I mean that's
don't
kind
really
of
like
it.
the Eagles
It's I mean the Eagles are not exactly like what you would call contemporary.
Dead and Company. Now they're cool.
Well, but here's the thing.
Yeah, but
is
Dead and Company makes sense for a Sphere atmosphere. Like that actually makes sense, both for the band and the vibe, and frankly the audience.
Yeah, right. I mean everybody's just all mushroomed out or
exactly.
baked,
Okay.
But you see, Andy, you got to be careful because when you start to knock the Backstreet Boys or any of those old boy bands, Lindsay is going to come back with the whole, the Eagles are not cool.
Well, they're not cool. She's
Dead
right.
and Company is not
Lindsay's
cool.
right about that. The Eagles are not cool.
U2 is not cool.
U2 is a really good concert, though. And they're a very visually
so they're
driven
cool to you.
Well, they're a visually driven concert, though. They're super visual.
Yeah,
Tell me why.
Distract from the uncoolness, right?
Well, I think it's just
Look at
beyond
Lindsay
the
back
demo.
there bobbing her head.
I think it's beyond the demo for Lindsay. I don't think the Eagles, Dead and Company, or U2 are the.
U2 definitely not. I don't mind the Eagles. Dead and Company. I don't even know if I know any of their songs.
Well, I mean, they're the Grateful Dead. Only they're just now Dead and Company.
I don't even know a single what is a Grateful Dead hit? What is a song that they sang that was a hit?
Well,
I know who they are. They got Jerry Garcia and everything, but I don't know what their songs are.
The only hit that you would know is probably a song called Touch of Grey, but that's like the one commercial hit, They have a catalog of music that people who follow the Grateful Dead, everybody knows every song.
Have you ever heard this one, Lindsay's like, driving that train?
Yeah.
High on cocaine.
Yes.
Casey Jones.
That's Grateful Dead.
Yeah, that's right.
You recognize this one?
Yeah, this is one that you would know. She don't know.
I mean, I grew up listening to classic rock. It's all my dad listened to.
Yeah, but the Dead is not really considered classic rock either.
I've never heard it.
Man, it just shows. Cap, it just shows.
Yeah.
She don't know nothing about
She don't know nothing about no Dead and Company. She don't know nothing about no U2, and she don't know nothing about no Eagles.
Speaking of things that you don't know nothing about,
yeah,
DeAndre don't know nothing about Marcus Dupree, which that's like my favorite 30 for 30 ever. Is the best that never was. Have you guys seen that one?
Have not seen.
I've heard about it. I've never seen it.
That's like the greatest. That's my favorite.
So I'm not the only one then.
No, but they know who Marcus Dupree is.
I know who Marcus Dupree is.
I mean, I sort of barely remember him a little bit. You know
Watch
what I
the
mean?
30 for 30. It's phenomenal.
I mean, listen, it's on my list now of 500 other things that I need to watch. Well, that's
Never
what you
enough
need to
time,
know.
Cappy.
Listen, there's more content and more, like I wouldn't call them channels, more services. I saw Bill Maher the other day, who was hilarious. He was talking about the Super Bowl and just about how hard streaming has made watching football. And he brings up a good point. You know how like all the new remote controls are all kind of the same? They're all missing like a flashback button or a previous channel button. So Maher was saying, he's like, so wait a second. I got to go on YouTube TV, watch the game, but then I want to change the channel. I can't just push the previous button. Now I got to go back to the homepage. Then I got to go change the game. I mean, it has become so much more time consuming. Back in the old days, previous channel, you went to the game that you were just watching.
Okay, has this ever happened to any of you guys? Like, it's getting late at night. You're thinking like, okay, I just want to watch something where I can wind down, eventually get sleepy or whatever. You go to Netflix and you end up scrolling.
So you can't find anything.
You can't find anything, and then you realize, like, all right, well, now I got to go to bed. I didn't watch anything.
Right. That's like a lady going into her closet, and there's just thousands of articles of clothing, and she's like, I can't find anything to wear. That's Netflix. You go on to Netflix, there's 5 billion things to watch, and then you walk away and you go, I couldn't find anything to watch.
Yeah, now I got to go to bed. My evening's done.
So that is what you need to know. It's brought to us by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. What you needed to know, the Backstreet Boys going to the Sphere. Andy, I mentioned to you before the break that we played a piece of audio yesterday. Stephen A. Smith is on First Take. He's talking to Brian Windhorst.
Well, he is First Take, frankly.
Right. And he's talking about the Lakers before they signed Alex Len.
Mm-hmm.
Now, by the way, Alex Len, 7 feet tall, 31 years old,
huge.
Former lottery pick, right? A guy who's been long NBA career. Other than all of that I just gave you, all of those, easily findable data points, you got anything on Alex Len?
He's huge. I mean, he's a big physical guy. He is there to occupy some space in the lane for some specific matchups. I do not expect him to play a ton. I think it's a fine signing. I don't think it's a bad signing. I don't think it's a great signing. I think it's fine.
It is a great signing in this regard. He will play 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and that's 5 or 10 more minutes than Christian Wood could give you.
Yes. Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. He's better than a guy who can't play. But I do not expect Alex Len to be an impact player for the team this year. And it's fine. It's fine.
Listen, I don't know anything about Alex Len other than everything I've read about him, all of his stats, his entire bio, where he's been, who he's played for, what year he came out, where he played college ball. Here's the one thing I know about Alex Len. My man is Ukrainian, and that means he's tough. That means he got heart. That means he will fight. So for that, I'm excited about Alex Len.
I'm honestly, I am terrified that Alex Len is going to get wind of me kind of poo-pooing him as a player and whatever, because like he's scary, man. He's 7 foot 250 Ukrainian. Like I don't want to mess with that dude at all. Like I'm terrified that he's going to hear that. I'm like, yeah, I'm terrified that he's going to hear. I'm like, he's kind of mid. It's fine.
So let me just go back to this audio. So this is Stephen A. yesterday, prior to the Lakers signing Alex Len. The Lakers needing a big body, somebody to rebound, somebody to just add some size to this lineup. And Stephen A. makes a suggestion. Brian Windhorst laughs it off. And then I'm going to give you the continuation of what happened because Dwight Howard.
Okay, just let me play it.
I haven't seen him in a couple of years. I don't know how he's looking, Wendy, but I'm finding it hard to believe. Like, all you need is somebody to defend and rebound. Why not look at a Dwight Howard? Sure. Why not look at somebody off the scrap heap? He's always in shape. He never looks out of shape at all. Don't get me wrong. I understand, Wendy. I know we ain't seen him in a while. But Shannon brought up names like JaVale McGee. Others. Just look around. I would say this to you, Wendy. Look around the league. Who's available? I mean, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here, Wendy? Why are you shaking your head like that?
When he's playing in Mongolia, why don't you call him?
Who?
I mean, DeMarcus Cousins is playing in Mongolia. Why don't you call him?
I'll tell you why.
He's literally playing in Mongolia. Dwight Howard's going into the Hall of Fame because he's retired for so long. His last time he played was in Taiwan. Are you being serious?
I'm being serious only from this standpoint. You don't need anything from him. You just need a big body who can rebound, okay? And kind of do something to play defense. You don't need I'm not telling you that the man is going to be what he once was, okay? I'm saying to you, I mean, damn, look around the league. What is there? What is there?
Is just killing up my mood. Oh, geez.
I'm just saying, Wendy, what
I
what
heard
is
Kareem
there?
Abdul-Jabbar is a free agent. I mean, he can
Really? That's what we doing, Wendy? That's what we doing?
I heard Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is a free agent. You tell him, Wendy. Oh, it's great.
Look, man, Dwight is a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think he got snubbed badly with the top 75 list. Like, I think there were a lot of players that Dwight deserved to be on before it. Like, I think some of the drama in the back end of Dwight's career has overshadowed how great his prime was. His last stint with the Lakers, he was not good. Like, he was often unplayable. He's done. Like, great career. It's done.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Well, when Dwight Howard heard all of this chatter about how Stephen A. was hyping him up as a possibility because his height and his weight and his fitness level and everything else, he could still come back and give you a few minutes and rebound. Once Dwight Howard heard that Brian Windhorst completely blew off the suggestion by Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp, you know what Dwight Howard went to Twitter and said?
Tell me.
Lay off the burgers, Wendy.
That's uncalled for.
Bro.
That is uncalled for,
Bro.
Dwight Howard.
Dwight.
Come on.
My dog.
Come on.
Wendy's my guy. I got to defend him on that.
Like, that's weak.
First of all, I'll tell you right now, Wendy looks good. I don't know what he's doing, but he looks like he's lost a couple of lbs. Good for him.
But you know what, though? Calling Windhorst fat, because that's what Dwight is doing, that's not actually refuting anything Wendy's saying. That's just going below the belt because you don't have anything to refute the idea that Dwight is past his prime, like that it's a ridiculous signing. You're just going to the cheap shot because you don't have anything to say.
Right. You immediately turn it personal.
Yeah.
And listen, this is what players do. Listen, just the other day when Kevin Durant called out Ramona Shelburne, because maybe she called the locker room toxic. He goes out and calls her out, and this is the new hot phrase to use when you're trying to do damage control. Oh, that's just a lazy report. Oh, it's just so lazy to come into our locker room once a year and tell everybody that our locker room is so tight. It's so lazy. Like as if we're all going to be like, yeah, KD, what you said, bro. She's just a lazy reporter who didn't do any homework and doesn't talk to anybody around the league. But you call her out and try and discredit her for being lazy. And then Dwight Howard, who has like no relevance at all, tells Wendy, lay off the burgers. Hey, Dwight, how about hitting a couple of burgers? Skinny, Flacco. That's Spanish right there, Andy.
No, I got it.
That's Espanol.
I mean,
come on, Andy.
Look, like at least KD took shots at Momo. I'm not saying they're called for, but at least the shots were professional.
Oh, like really?
He is disagreeing with her on a professional level, how she goes about doing her job professionally. I'm not agreeing with it. Ramon is one of the best in the business, but I'm saying at least KD kept it on a professional level. This is what I'm calling out with Momo. Dwight couldn't even do that, which again just speaks to he doesn't have anything to refute. He doesn't have a response.
Ain't having that, Dwight Howard. Ain't having that. Wendy's my man. I ain't having you call him out talking about burgers. Ain't happening here, bro. Did you hear the way I said that, DeAndre? Like, it just sounded so natural. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it did.
You know?
I mean, between that, Cappy, and, like, the video of you boxing, Dwight's got to be scared at this point.
Oh, dude. He should be.
He wants to know
Cap's working on that right hook, man. That right hook. But when he gets it right, man, look out.
Oh, could be powerful.
What,
it really could
rather than you box Stephen A.,
yeah,
Scott Kaplan versus Dwight Howard.
Hey, listen, for the honor of my man, Wendy, I would take that beat down.
Let's do this.
Because I don't know that I got much chance of getting inside.
Well, I was going to say, man, we've seen the video of you sped up. I would ask, does Dwight have a chance against you?
Oh, really? I mean, listen, I'm short. He's tall. I smack him right in the Batesum. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Hey, listen, everybody. It is time. If you have not done it by now is the time to make sure that you get on to Prize Picks. So you got to download the Prize Picks app. You got to use my code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. You got to make a $5 play to get that $50 bonus. And I know that everybody waits for my Prize Picks every day. So here goes. I'm going to give them to you right now. Andy, I want you to tell me what you think about my Prize Picks plays tonight. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. I've got a 5-pick power play tonight. Actually, it's a flex play. Flex play means that you don't have to get all 5 of them right. But I got a 5-pick play tonight, and I'm trying to find it, by the way. And I'm telling you right now, I think I'm going to win big tonight. It's a 5-pick play, and it's $20 to win $160. It goes like this. You know who, and I don't know how to pronounce his first name. Is it Osar Thompson, the kid from Detroit?
Yeah, it's close enough, sure.
Okay, 19 points, rebounds, and assists. I got him for more. Tonight
I like that.
I got Steph Curry tonight. This is a tough one. 38 points, rebounds, and assists combined. I've got him for more.
Ooh, that is tough.
I know they're playing Dallas.
Tough.
Be a good game. Wemby, who is underway, I've got him for more than 38.5 points, rebounds, and assists against Boston.
Say it one more time.
Wemby, 38.5 points, rebounds, and assists tonight against Boston.
Over?
I've got him for more.
More. Excuse me. More? Yeah,
Yep.
I like that one. I like that one.
I've got Paolo Banchero tonight, Orlando at Charlotte, for more than 3.5 assists. You don't love that one.
I don't like that one. Sorry,
All right.
I don't like that one.
And I've got
Paolo
Austin.
hasn't been playing well lately.
I've got Austin Reeves tonight for more than 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Lakers against Utah.
Love that one. Love that one.
All right, those are my Prize Picks for tonight. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. Make that $5 play. Get that $50 bonus. And even today, they've got a $50 special for all NBA games. So get on that app. Try it out. Prize Picks. Use the code Cappy. Let's all do it. Let's play together. Let's win together. Run your game. Prize Picks.
Hey, it's Steve Farr. If you're like me, you just don't want to watch the game. You want the best experience every time. That's why Absolute Sport is a game changer. VIP access to the biggest games, exclusive pregame parties, luxury hotels, whether it's courtside, ringside, or the 50-yard line, Absolute Sport makes sure you're there, not just watching, you're living the action. Visit us.absolute-sport.com. That's ABSOLUT-sport and make your next sporting experience absolutely unforgettable.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Orthodontics are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. This can be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, a youngster who brightens your day. Tell us who's smiling and you could win some awesome prizes like sweet tickets from ESPN LA, Sonicare electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, and a grand prize of Invisalign from Beverly Hills Ortho. Enter now at ESPNLA.com and remember you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Orthodontics.
Ticket Thursday alert. Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, Billy Strings, and Sierra Hull all live at the Hollywood Bowl for the Outlaw Music Festival on May 16th. Tickets are on sale now, but you can win yours right here. This Ticket Thursday on ESPN LA, we're hooking up listeners with 4 pairs of tickets to see these legendary artists take the stage. Tune in Thursday for your cue to call and win. The Outlaw Music Festival, May 16th. Willie, Dylan, Billy Strings, Sierra Hull. Presented by Live Nation. Don't miss it.
You never expect a Hail Mary pass to win and end the game or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Trav with DeMarco.
Only one all-star defense team you can call to defend you. The personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Don't get sacked by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
And it is Sedano and Kap. Around 5:30 p.m. in the Southland, Radio Tinder time. We like to play a TV theme. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our sponsor, Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
All right, producer Lindsay.
All right, Cappy, before we get to Radio Tinder, why don't you tell us about Real Father's Rights?
I would love to. By the way, shout out to my boy Pave Diamond, who sent me a DM on Instagram, who was telling me how to use my remote control to go back to games quickly. So thank you, Pave. Much love, my brother. Hey, Real Father's Rights is here to help all the dads out there fight for their rights, because the dads should be in the kids' lives. And if you're feeling sidelined in your child's life, you got to get the justice that you deserve. The father's rights attorneys, helping fathers navigate the court system, child custody, child support, divorce, domestic violence, and restraining orders. We can help. LA, OC, Inland Empire, San Diego, we can help all throughout Southern California. Call 833-ESPN-710. That's the number, exclusive for ESPN radio listeners. 833-ESPN-710, and our new website, rfr710.com, like Real Father's Rights, rfr710.com. Radio Tinder time with Lindsay Baseball.
All right, guys. So there's a IT company in Japan called 3 Ring Company. It has about 60 employees. It's based in Osaka, and they're attempting to set it themselves apart by offering workers hangover leave. So hangover leave would allow a worker to come in a few hours late to deal with the symptoms that come along with, obviously a hangover because you drank too much last night. The company's CEO said that they're trying to attract younger workers fresh out of college and compensate for the low monthly salary that the company is able to offer. And, they figure maybe if they give people a couple extra hours of hangover time a few times a month, then maybe, these bros out of college are going to be like, all right, I'm going to come work there.
The bros, huh?
The bros, the college
Okay.
bros.
All
so
right.
I want to ask you guys, if you were given hangover leave as part of your, part of your benefits, how many days of hangover leave do you think that you would have to take per month?
These days, not many. I don't drink.
What if you had it?
Oh,
if you have it, though.
No, even if I had it now, I wouldn't. But let me tell you, in my bartending days, I would have been using up all of my hangover leave by like mid-January. In part because of my time spent drinking while working.
Oh yeah,
at
I know
said
that.
bar.
I know that.
So yeah, it would have come in much more handy back in the day than now.
I'm a big fat zero. I mean, first of all,
Really?
I cannot even believe that you would give hangover leave. Yeah, bro, come in at 11 instead of 8 because you were hungover last night. Like I said earlier in the week, hey, if you want to soar with the Eagles in the morning, you can't fly with the turkeys at night. You feel me?
Did you make that up?
I did not.
Who did?
I don't know. An old guy.
Wasn't Dwight Howard.
No, it was not Dwight Howard. Maybe it was Wendy made it up.
I actually just saw this report in the New York Post that there's a company that may be giving employees time off for sex.
I saw
Sex
that
days.
too. I saw
Yes.
that. Cappy
What?
would definitely be trying to use all of those.
What are you talking about? You get a day off? Hey, boss, like, can you imagine me calling Bergman? Hey, Bergie, I need the day off today. Why, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. It's just I plan on having sex today. And, you know, A, it takes so long, and B, it takes so much out of me. I can't possibly be ready to go on the air at 3 o'clock.
I mean, you know how it is, Bergie. You get it.
Jeez.
Plus,
Well, there you go.
At that point, you're putting your significant other's business out there too.
Yeah.
Like they're part of it.
What if you're having sex by yourself?
That counts. Can't discriminate, you know?
Okay. Just a thought. That's all. Well, there you go. There's Radio Tinder. And today, presented by Real Fathers' Rights.
Indeed, Radio Tinder.
Yeah. Hey, real quickly before we get out of here, you know, usually we end the show with a dealer's choice brought to you by Sellers Advantage. You can visit their website, sellersadvantage.com, or call 888-390-AS-IS. Andy, today is Wednesday. Valentine's Day is Friday. Have you done anything yet for your wife?
Absolutely. I have. I've got the whole weekend locked down.
Tell me. Give me some suggestions. You got 30 seconds.
We're going to go out for tapas over the weekend for Valentine's Day. Got some flowers, going to get a cake, cards, all that sort of stuff.
Okay, because I'm like in desperation mode now because Valentine's Day is Friday and I have not done anything. So I asked Rachel if she would take the afternoon off so we could go out and have lunch. I got to definitely get flowers because if you don't get flowers, you're in big trouble. And I just feel like the more it goes on, the more expensive it's going to get. Stick around. Here comes Andy with the pregame show. We're back tomorrow. Until then, peace out, everybody.